character.
Yeah. But anyway, I guess we'll go ahead now and introduce Dr. Neo Cortex. So, hey everybody, One of Wiisdom here. We've been shooting the breeze with Ethan or Cuddle Muffin. You might remember him from some Mind Logic's videos. Or if you watch Crash Bandicoot's intro, you might remember him from that. But basically with Crash and Cortex, I don't have the background with them like I do with Mario and DK or some other characters. Never played the game, never owned a game, never watched the game playthrough, so literally no knowledge in my head on these two, so we've kind of got him on board to sort of walk you through, explain, catch the throwbacks or the nods to the past, whatever they may be. Again, we've already introduced Bandicoot, and it is now time to throw down with Cortex. And I'm on my knees. I've been here for a long time since we ended the last video, and it's like painful. That was a well-timed laugh, Cortex. Laugh at my game.
Let's get those Imaginators ready for
it odd how they
total
don't, like, obviously with Cortex, you can
possibly
see,
heroic do-gooding and stuff.
So is his voice fairly accurate?
I want to say it's the original voice actor, and just because I'm a voice acting snob when it comes to this kind of stuff, I believe I know the person's name is Alexa Lang, or Alexander Lang, if you want to be wrong about it. I think he got his start with Crash Twinsanity, which is an amazing game if you have a PS2, which I know you have, or a original Xbox. Fun game. Started there and then just went through up to Imaginators. And I don't think he's in the Insane Trilogy. They actually got all the returning voice cast back.
Cool. Analog stick's broken. So, before we go into anything here, I'm noticing on his primary attack, like I think we start with like a purple and then there's like a couple yellows, a green. Do those have any bearing on anything, or is that just an aesthetic change?
Just an aesthetic change.
Okay.
Just change it up. Looking at a blue laser all the time, we get boring.
And so you tap the secondary and you just get the shield real quick. Is that the evil guy?
Yes, this is Uka Uka, Aku Aku's evil twin brother. So,
yes.
you know. Also,
So,
if you jump, I don't know if this is an upgrade, but if you jump and press the secondary.
Oh. It seems like that would be tied in with the primary. You know?
Yeah.
Interesting. Alright, so let's come in here.
You can hear me growing smarter.
Interesting. Attack 8, armor 8, speed 8. Oh, I'm sorry, 6 on the armor. Speed 8, luck 8. So, I guess before we get into the analysis on the upgrades here, let's go ahead. We will crack open his bio. So, by the way, he is a Tech Element Quick Shot, correct?
No, he's a sorcerer, which I found odd, just because of the fact
he's a sorcerer?
gun. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess that is. Yeah, I haven't looked at him since I unboxed him because we've been, like, waiting to do this introduction.
Now, you're gonna spoil it for you, but when you actually do the Sensei Shrine with him, you actually get a quick shot weapon, which is Cortex's blasters, which I found cool. But, you know, I would have liked them to be a quick shot just because, you know...
So he sort of crosses over like Chaos does, basically.
Yeah, he can be a sorcerer with his primary... No, a quick shot with his primary, sorcerer with his secondary.
Is that path dependent?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
No, so the tech element makes a lot of sense being a mad scientist, and when you look at his upgrades, you'll see why.
Alright, and here is Dr. Neo Cortex's catchphrase. One more time. Splendid. And his background story, again, not quite up to par with what you would like, but it's essentially the same as Bandicoot. A wormhole opens in Skylands and the great Aku Aku appears. He comes to announce the once in 2 decades synchronization celebration. It is a time when all the worlds align perfectly, and they're having a huge party on the Wumpa Islands and want to invite the Skylanders. But Dr. Neo Cortex has created a sinister machine to harness this incredible energy for his own evil purposes, only to watch it go completely haywire. Now Dr. C must partner with Crash Bandicoot to stop the machine before the Wumpa Islands are completely shaken apart. Tragic.
I know.
So it's cool that we got the logic, to like why he's here as a Skylander, but at the same time it would have been like, especially for someone like myself with no experience with him, kind of like, hey, he's the, evil, nefarious, mad scientist who created Crash Bandicoot, type.
Oh yeah, I was gonna, if you watch the Crash video, I was gonna put it into here, and also, before I forget, each one of these has the chip to unlock the Thumpin' Wumpa Islands. So if you put Crash on first or Cortex on first, just because you never said it with Crash, and I kept on forgetting to say that with Crashes, so I will remind you to go down to the level hub area.
I was going to do that and open the Imaginite chest at the end of this one. But let's go ahead here. We've seen the upgrades. We haven't assessed the damage just yet, but primary attack is the blaster beam. You press X to shoot enemies with the blaster pistol.
From the first Crash game, the final boss, spoiler for a 20-year-old game, he uses the blaster to shoot Crash, spin it back, hit Cortex with it.
Okay. Then we've got Mask the Pain. Press B to that damages enemies. I thought it was just like a defensive thing. So damage and pushback nearby enemies.
Like I said when you were playing around with the upgrades, basically Aku Aku's evil twin brother Uka Uka has no relevance besides the fact that Uka Uka is the main evil mask. Uka Uka was introduced in the third Crash game, also voiced by the first voice actor to play Uka Uka was the voice of Mr. Krabs. So, whenever you see Mr. SpongeBob.
Okay, kind of cut out there, but I'll just assume. I got something like it cut out when you were saying something about like is the person who voiced.
Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, fun little fact.
Yeah, next 4 will be our base upgrades. We're going to get started. This is the tertiary. What's mine is yours. Press Y to throw a mine. Mines will try to launch enemies towards other mines.
This doesn't really have any real, like, don't want to say canonical background with the Crash games, but I like to believe, personally, with Crash Bandicoot 2, just because design, so it might actually be, there were, like, Indiana Jones type levels where Crash would run behind, like, a boulder would chase him or a polar bear. Also, those are great levels. Hardest hack. But, Crash would actually hit them. It wouldn't damage them, but it would slow them down a little bit.
Right.
So,
Okay. Then we've got Hoverboard, which is again based off our tertiary ability. We just hold it this time. Hold Y to ride a hoverboard and knock enemies around before it explodes.
Now, with Crash Bandicoot 1, in that boss battle that I was talking about with the laser, I was about to say Crash. Cortex usually flies around on a hoverboard, like, obviously in the first boss battle he does, and usually from time to time in later games he would use a hoverboard too.
Sweet. It's a shame to me that it explodes, like if that was like a permanent status, sort of like, if you're Spyro or Whirlwind and you take to the skies in flight. I would really enjoy that if we could just perma. As long as I'm holding Y, I'm flying,
Because I'm on PlayStation, I saw triangle. I'm like, what? Where's this Y button you're talking about?
Yeah.
Ooh?
Yeah. Anyway, then we've got that always throws me off when I switch back and forth between the X-Bone and the Wii U. or any Nintendo stuff really. It's like the button mapping is different. And so like I'm sitting here trying to jump, and instead it's doing like a primary attack, and I'm like, oh freaking A.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Multi-Mine, again based off of the flippin' tertiary attack. Press Y to throw a mine that launches another mine upon landing.
Just something Toys for Bob just like, hey, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, so it's basically just like the standard tertiary attack, but this just extends the range by automation, sort of deal.
It actually adds another mine, so you actually get 2 mines when you throw one.
Yeah, but like it's saying that the other mine throws that mine, right?
Give me 2 seconds, cause
yeah. Because like I'm picturing like I press Y and throw a mine, and then that mine sort of like spits one out forward, increasing the distance.
Yeah. That
okay.
Yeah. I actually have, just so then, because the stream delay, so I can see the upgrades while you. Yeah.
All right. Then we have got Masquerade. Obviously a playoff Masquerade, if you didn't pick up on that. Press B, finally, something that's not related to the tertiary attack. Press B to block projectiles during Uka Uka's attack.
Nothing, because Uka Uka was never really used in the games as a playable character, so Toys for Bob being, hey, let's get creative a bit.
Yeah, so basically that just supersedes the secondary attack, because you're still pressing B. Right, it just will ricochet projectiles now?
Yeah.
Okay, well. That said, since the primary attack was not addressed at all in the base upgrades, I hope it's either really solid to begin with, or it gets upgraded to Snot and Back in the paths. So, do you know the name for the top path?
Mad Scientist. I don't remember the bottom path name.
Mad Scientist is the top path, and it gets started with In Trophies, Slow-Mo Flow. Hold B, analog stick. Hold B and release to place an In Trophy staff, which damages enemies on impact and slows enemies in an area for a while.
Now, In Trophy is a villain from the third Crash game that used time, like, think of Father Time, something like that. This really just has his name attached to it, unless just the area of effect damage, just they put his name onto it just to have a little Easter egg for people, from what I can tell.
Yeah, see, that is something I would not have picked up on, because I would not have known that. I also just noticed, like, Tim has this crown by his name, which it's Twitch Prime.
I think I'm 93% sure.
Yeah. Let's see here. We've then got Insane Bolt. Shooting while Entropy staff is active makes the device shoot sparks randomly in the area.
I'm assuming static time with entropy being relevant to time from his first game and
1.21 gigawatts?
Yes, but you have to flux capacitor.
Yes. Let me call the Pakistanis. Then we've got Blaster Fracture. Being struck by an insane bolt powers up the blaster beam, which no one's bothered to speak of, right? I don't think so. Laser shots split into multiple projectiles for a short time. Insane bolts try to land nearby until a boost is granted.
Again, Toys for Bob being Toys for Bob.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of trouble to go to. Not knowing anything about this or the damage numbers yet, even from the primary and secondary, I have to say I'm not very interested in this top path.
Personally, in my opinion, top path is the way to go.
Oh, it is?
Just
I haven't looked at the bottom one yet, so.
But
all right,
you never know.
Let's take a look at the bottom path. Oh yeah, I could. Yeah, that's probably. Okay. So this looks to be based off of the mask, from what I can see. And Boo-Uka Boo-Uka. Press B to damage and push back enemies in a line straight ahead. Projectiles in the way are destroyed.
That really doesn't have any leniency to the games. And
Nice.
Spoiler alert, none of these attacks, from what I can remember, because, like you, I reset, go to the path that I don't think I'd like more, do that, then go to the path, from what I can remember, because I had these day one, if you didn't watch the Crash introduction, I got these day one from the Crash Edition starter pack. I spent the 144 Canadian dollars.
Yeah. So I was thinking one of these two would surely focus on the primary attack.
Really?
And I guess the top path sort of must incorporate it.
Yeah, with one of the attacks. I won't say which one though, because spoiler alerts. I can't give any of those.
Alright, so bottom path upgrade 2 is Mask in the Mirror. Uka Uka now defends the area for a short time when a projectile is successfully blocked. Uka Uka also now explodes projectiles when he blocks them, dealing damage in the area around the deflection.
Now, even though I said spoiler alert, they don't really equate to anything that much. This one does a little, just because Aku Aku circling around Crash, Uka Uka circling around Cortex.
Right.
So yeah.
Final upgrade on this path, which also doesn't seem too interesting, is unlock... Oh, wait. I was about to read that. You do that voodoo. Hold B to control Uka Uka and knock enemies around all over the battlefield. That actually sounds interesting to me.
It was cool from what I can remember. Just
right.
Compared
but
to
it
the
wasn't
top
enough
path,
to like make up for the rest of it.
Yeah, but you never know. Play styles. I prefer the top path, and out of the two, just even though we're not even at the Soul Gem, or I was about to say Wild Pal, harken back to Trap Team as well.
Alright, so speaking of Soul Gems, this one can also be found in Thump and Whoompa Islands. Wanted, Deader Up High. Cue up the Bon Jovi there. Hold X to transform the gun to a staff, and release to knock nearby enemies up. Keep pressing X to shoot the knocked up enemies and keep them up there.
Really, not that I don't know my Crash stuff, and me looking at a Crash plush and the Skylander figures, I don't remember this ever being in the game.
Right.
But Toys for Bob, because Crash, you never really played as Cortex. I think only a little bit in Crash Twinsanity. They had to go off some things, then basically was like, hey, we're going to make these two characters 20th anniversary, and throw in their own little shtick.
Yeah. Alright, lastly we've got the Sky Chi Power, which is REHABILITA-LASER. REHABILITA-LASER. Rehabilitator to laser. Anyway, Sorcerer's Shrine is of course in Scholarville. Ultimate Sensei attack, hold the right trigger to use your Sky Chi Power, use left stick to target where the laser will go.
Well, this is just a theory, a game theory. Thanks for watching. Hey, Cortex had this blimp, or many air machines, so I think this is where it's coming from, the laser that they speak of. So, that's just to make it seem like he's not an almighty god that can make lasers fall down from the sky.
So does this deal damage to enemies, or does it heal allies?
It damages enemies, but the weird thing is, once you do the Sky Chi, like press the R2 button on the PS2 or not PS2. Now you got PS2 on the brain for me.
Yeah.
PS3 and PS4. It takes a minute once you charge it to actually start doing damage for the laser to come down. But it's really, think of, and I'm going to use this analogy again, think of bad juju.
Alright.
Like, he stays stationary, but the laser moves around.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got that going. We're now going to go take a look at the damage numbers. We've got Mask the Pain, press B to damage and push back enemies, and Blaster Beam, X to shoot enemies with a blaster pistol, which better be significantly high damage because it doesn't seem to get much love. And it's not. No knockback either. 24 to 36. How spammable is it? I guess there is a little knockback. It's fairly. Let's let this guy get right up to that line. No, I guess there is no knockback. It is spammable,
Also,
so I mean you've at least got that, right?
Now, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're looking at the primary attack, obviously you want to go by the stairs, like where the handrail sort of thing is, or go back all the way. And just shoot it, and just watch.
Oh, my analog stick did that.
I can't tell if you did it yet, but the range on it, in my opinion, is phenomenal.
Yeah, it does look to have good range. So range and spammable, decent damage, not
I
astronomical.
meant like
also 8
the stairs that go up. I'm watching the stream now. Does it caught up like near where you leave?
Yeah.
Like shoot at Persephone. I don't know if you were doing that, but
Yeah, let me come over here. Get the max distance. Yeah, that is pretty legit.
like it makes, in my opinion, makes up for the small damage that it
Yeah.
does.
It does seem fairly slow in game.
Because of this big bulbous brain of hers.
Yeah. So jumping and shooting, you do the same damage, but you can get a little arc there. Now jump and press the secondary attack. He actually seems to shoot down. So let's see. Oh, 43. I'll take that. 43 to 65, as you saw. And the secondary attack that looks like that literally lasts for what, like a second? 43 as well. That has pretty legit knockback. Stand right here at the very edge. Yeah.
See,
I
when
can see
you
that
say
being useful.
See, when you say the numbers, I find it so odd because both Crash and Cortex are both level 20. I'm like, these aren't the numbers going on about you.
Yeah. See, that's the reason, like, I can't risk leveling any of these characters up because then it screws up. Like, if I come in and I introduce them right now and they're box stock with no money, and then say I went and played through the game a little bit and got them 14,200 for all the upgrades and they got to level 8, that has now increased the attack damage because they made it proportional to this character's level, you know.
Just not good for Skylander research.
Yeah, exactly. It's good for everyone except me. And there we have the Thumpin' Woompa Islands, but before we could see it, they took it away. So, this will be Crash and Cortex. We'll just let Cortex open Crashes. Let's get common.
New arms.
Huh. That's okay, I guess. And Cortex.
Did you get Crash's arms?
Did I get what?
Crash's arms, or?
Yeah, I got his arms.
Oh, yeah, okay.
New ears.
Cortex ears. Okay. So I got
Which
Crash
is
arms.
basically
Do what?
basically his tufts of hair. Like, the ears are just his side tufts. Which I find very odd.
Yeah.
Now, for people that don't know,
Interesting.
sorry for interrupting, Cortex is actually my favorite, just because of the range and the significant health being 280 compared to 140.
So you prefer
Skylander,
Cortex over
I hear
Bandicoot?
things from time to time.
Yes, just from game,
Ready for some high-speed adventure at
far
Skylanders
away.
Raceway?
But Crash is fun. Very fun.
Excellent.
Ah, Imaginate.
Crash is more of a character you gotta
smash your weapon.
run in, run out. Cortex, you gotta play a little more
Excellent.
strategical.
Gentlemen and ladies, fasten your seatbelts.
Oh, there it
How
is.
boring you are, Guy.
No, I've been tired basically since Skype crashed the computer. To be honest with you.
Oh,
There it is. So Thumpin' Wumpa Islands, my friends. Let's go ahead and check this
Thumpin'
out.
Wumpa Islands.
Now-
Thumpin' Wumpa Islands. Oh, Griffin the Great's here.
Now-
Welcome. Doing some introduction work here.
hey,
Investigate the island disruption. Meet with Spyro in Pow Pow Village. Get to the synchronization dance hall. I'm sad that the fourth goal is not destroy the synchronization dance hall. Defeat Fake Crash. Well, that's interesting. 6 treasure chests, 2 soul gems, 5 boom boxes. You want to explain the boom boxes?
they were just added in because this level's basically based off of rhythm, and also if you have not, because I know you haven't played a Crash game, this is probably because Vicarious Visions is the people that worked on the Thumpin' Wumpa Islands. This is
Right.
probably the closest and most accurate PS3, Xbox One players have to a next-gen Crash game until the Insane Trilogy comes out. It's just... When I was playing it, I'm like, this isn't a Skylander game, this is a Crash game.
Yeah. So
It
it's
is beautiful.
pretty faithful. See, that's the sad thing. Like with Bowser and DK, we didn't necessarily have like a level dedicated to them, which would have been pretty freaking amazing, I have to say.
I can just picture it now.
Yeah, I mean, you would have Totally Bananas and Bowser's Castle, and those would probably be 2 of the greatest levels in Skyland's history.
Rainbow Road
Oh Lord, yeah.
had to lose a friendship.
Yeah. 12 areas is all. Don't lose any lives. Speedrun it in 12 minutes. I sincerely hope there's more than 25 enemies in this thing.
Oh, there's more than 25 enemies, for sure, if you explore.
Who's ready for some high-octane thrills?
No
at
one is
Skylanders
Pendergast.
Raceway?
I
You
go through
are.
this every time I walk by you. There's that stupid robot.
I haven't, because when I booted up the game, I haven't been bothered by the robot. Join the PS3's last gen consoles. We don't have the annoying robot in Imaginators.
What version of the game are you?
I'm on the latest version.
Huh.
Yeah, join PS3. We have no annoying robot.
Someone was telling me that the Switch didn't have that yet, but I assume they just hadn't put the update through, There's the Cursed
thought
Tiki
they would
Temple.
already-
See, it's really here by the date. It's just not physically playable yet.
I think they would have added it by just because the game came out the day, or like 2 days after the launch of the
Yeah.
update. What the? How big was the update on Xbox?
I honestly don't know. It didn't take too terribly long to install, though. I have incredibly slow internet. So,
Because mine was 600 megabytes for PS3. I don't know about 360 or 3. Now I need to get the review version.
Ready for some
Just
high-speed
for
adventure at
Skylanders.
Skylanders
you can pick the
Raceway?
game up probably for like under $10. There have been times I've seen the starter pack for like 29 or 19. Something crazy.
Oh, here in Canada, the game is still $90.
Oh, dude, they've clearanced the snot out of it here. I mean, like brand
Hey,
new
if you
starter
wanna-
packs have been going for like 19 to 29 bucks of Imaginators.
Hey.
I'm not talking about old stuff. I mean, we're talking Skylanders Imaginators, brand new in the box, sealed from the store, $20.
Hey, if you want to buy me, I won't deny it. No, I'm kidding. But here at Canadian dollar stores, Dollaramas, I went just because I didn't pick them up just because I wasn't paying $14 for them. But they have the Sidekick minis for $4.
They have Petvac and Breeze?
No.
Okay.
Come on. It's Dollarama.
Yes.
But they did have, if you do remember, I did send you that picture of Nightlight.
Yeah.
Like, we have all the amazing things here someday.
Yeah, somebody in last night's stream was saying that they had, what was it? Somebody was selling Breeze and Petvac for like $10 or something.
In Canada?
What's that?
In Canada?
Nah, somewhere online. I can't remember. I think they said Amazon or something.
Don't get me wrong. More Skylanders, the better. Just, I never really got into the minis /
I couldn't stand them. I absolutely despised them.
With my poor eyesight, I don't wear glasses, but they were impossible to see on my small TV.
Yeah, Griffin the Great, this is actually Ethan or Cuddle Muffin. Might have seen him in some MindLogic's videos. And what he is doing, since I have zero experience with Crash Bandicoot or Cortex, when we did the intros, he just sort of like walked people through the significance of the upgrades or how they tied in with past games, things along those lines that I kind of would have been oblivious to. So
He would have been like, okay, this is Toys for Bob, just being Toys for Bob.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like anytime something didn't like directly have a tie-in with one of the early games, it was just, yeah, that's Toys for Bob for you.
Also, this year is Spyro's 20th anniversary, so
that's so weird. You don't jump onto that platform. You have to stand there and press the right button, and then get launched.
now, just because I love talking to you, but shouldn't you say goodbye to the wonderful people on YouTube?
Yeah, probably should. I don't know why there's not dragon wings up here. But, anyway, yeah, I guess we will wrap this up here. You've seen Cortex's introduction. Got the bonus content of seeing the Thump and Whoomp Islands. You got to see us running around here and getting the chest. We let Cortex open crashes. Hope you're enjoying that. Again, big thanks to Ethan for coming on board, kind of explaining the background on everything to us. And I guess that is that, folks. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a comment, and let us know your thoughts. Again, be sure to check out some of the Minecraft Realms mini-games videos if you'd like to see more of Cuddle Muffin. We recorded a lot of those around this time last year, actually. So lots of good times there. Be sure to check that out. Make sure you follow me on Twitch. That's where this is originally live streamed. You could have seen Crash and Cortex back-to-back together with no interruption if you followed me there. I also will tweet before I go live, even when there's technical difficulties, like there may have been earlier tonight. And by following me on Twitter, you will stay up to date with all of that stuff. So, as always, thanks so much for watching, and we will catch you back here for more Skylanders Imaginators action.
And if you want to catch me on my side of the internet, my Twitter is cuddle_muffin12.
Again, that is cuddle_muffin12. Well,
big guy with a more female name.
Yeah.
Mama raised me well.
Right. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed. I'm just walking around here looking for dragon wings in different locations. So, nonetheless, we will be back for more. We will catch you back here next time. Adios.
Bye.